All right, let's get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday. I unfortunately missed Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for the first time in weeks. For the first time this season. I was
going to say, you've been locked in live.
I've been locked in live, and I didn't watch it Wednesday night because Surviving Barstool finale was on.
Yeah.
Congrats to Will Compton, Bussin' with the Boys fame.
Our guy. Collapse coming. Everybody look out.
Yeah. And so I missed it live, and then we had our holiday party Thursday, and then I totally forgot all weekend. So I'll be watching that tonight. Unfortunately, did not watch it. I rewatched, because I haven't watched it since I was younger, but I used to love it, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Gene Wilder, not Johnny Depp, which we love to make very clear. What a solid film.
Now, that one is called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, and the other one's
the Johnny Depp
Charlie.
one is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Got it.
This is Willy Wonka, and it's just a solid movie.
It's a great movie.
Gene Wilder's the best.
Yeah,
and you get the creeps a little bit, but you also love it. It's a great movie.
You know the one part that always scared the shit out of me is when they were on the boat.
Yes,
on the screen,
and he's like, losing his mind a little bit.
And it was like they putting weird things in. I always close my eyes during that part.
Marty was like, this movie kind of scared me as a kid, but I can't remember why. And then when it got to that part, I was like, this was why,
this
right?
Is why. This is why. I can tell you right now. That's
why. So that's an A. That's an A for me. I love Willy Wonka. It's just so funny though, like watching it back when you're a little older and you're like, man, Grandpa Joe was like seriously a money hungry clout chaser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't walk. All of a sudden he gets the golden ticket and you jump out of bed. You fraud.
Lazy.
Yeah. Right. Like, and also them being Grandpa Joe, Grandma Josephine, Grandpa George, and Grandma Georgina, like, is just so fucking funny. Like, it's just a great movie. I watched The Family Stone for the first time.
Oh.
I didn't like it.
I don't love The Family Stone.
I didn't like it.
I don't. I think it's
they were all miserable. It wasn't a holiday cheer.
No, and actually my friends and I were all just talking about this movie too, and everyone's like, they're all Ms. Like all there's not like a character that you like love. Like they're just
you're not rooting for any character in that movie.
Yeah, no. I don't. That's not one I go back and watch often.
And I don't think it spreads holiday cheer.
No,
I think it spreads holiday misery.
Yeah.
So Family Stone gets a C- for me.
Fair. So fair.
I see so many people love it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mom this weekend and she was like, I'm going to watch all my favorite Christmas movies tonight. And she was like, I'm going to watch Family Stone. And I was like, that's weird. I've never seen that one. And I watched it and I was like, Mom, why do you like this one so much? Like, I'm so confused. And Sarah Jessica Parker is like, she's like acting like Carrie with Big in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And maybe that's just on me for not being able to differentiate the two.
Right.
But I don't know. And not Rachel McAdams' best role. Just
no.
Not my fave.
Nope.
And what else did I watch? That was for movies. That was it for movies.
Did you finish Walter Boys?
No, I didn't. Because I didn't Friday and Saturday I didn't watch any TV. Cuz didn't
Yeah, you were busy.
Yeah, and then Thursday not really cuz we were here
that 4 to 7.
No, the 4 to 7 period on Sunday. I didn't watch anything. Maybe that was also my problem. I was just like scrolling on TikTok. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm trying to think. Just at night, just rewatching things. Just throw on episodes of things to rewatch. But no, nothing crazy this week for me.
Yeah. Okay, what did I watch? Well, I watched all, and I spoke about it, but I watched all of the Walter Boys. And I will give that a very loving C+. Like, it's not groundbreaking, but I did enjoy it. Like, and I did watch it, and I have enjoyed talking about it. So some of my other friends have watched it, and we've been discussing. But it's they're going to do another season. They have to, I would imagine. And I think it was popular enough for them to do it. If not, that would be disappointing because, boy, they leave off on quite the cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that they do that. I did watch the episode of Beverly Hills.
Shit, don't spoil it for me. I'm gonna watch
I won't. I'm gonna give it a B. Just more insight into like what's going on with Kyle. Knows this is stuff she's talked about, but I don't think I really realized the connection she had with her friend that had passed. I remember seeing like, oh, she lost a really close friend to suicide. It was awful, and that it was really, really hard for her. But hearing her speak about it is entirely different. She was talking with her life coach, and it was like her best friend from when she was like 7 years old. Mm-hmm. So that is, I mean, that'll flip your whole life upside down.
For sure.
So definitely like a more serious episode than past episodes we've gotten. I also watched a bunch of Christmas movies. So I did The Holiday, which is an A+ every year. That's a must watch for me and Joe. One of my truly proudest moments is that like it's a movie that he had not seen before we were together, and we know, I say it a million times, he loves Jack Black. I was like, Joe, you love Jack Black, you've never seen The Holiday? Very early on in our relationship, we watched it, and we watch it like every Christmas season, and we were like halfway through the movie, and unprovoked, he was like, this is maybe like my favorite movie ever.
Like just best movie
just
ever.
like ever, just like and I was like, yes.
That's the best feeling.
Fantastic movie. It's just like the perfect film in my mind, truly. And then I watched The Grinch, Jim Carrey, and that one's also fantastic. That's an
I
A.
love The Grinch.
That's a great, like he's so good. And I maybe had a couple drinks at this point, but Claire and I were watching this together, and we were like, I know he's up in his cave and he's all by himself, but he's just like naked,
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing people talk about that a lot.
Because like when they show younger Grinch and like teen Grinch, like he's in clothes.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is in clothes.
Right. No, he's free.
But when he's up in that cave, he's in the nude.
Yeah, crack out.
His green self is just out there. Mm-hmm. And there's moments in the movie where when he has to get dressed for like the Christmas Jubilee, it's like he's trying on outfits, but he is just naked most of the movie.
Yeah, he's a free spirit.
Yep. Fantastic movie though. That I love that movie. And the Santa Claus I enjoy, but it's not a favorite. I'll give it like a B-.
I'm with you on that one.
It's fine. Just not one of my favorites. And I get it. And I watch it all the time. Like Christmas time, I do watch it
Santa
often.
Claus.
Yeah, like Tim Allen becomes Santa Claus. It's like, what's to complain about it, really? It's it's harmless.
Right. It's not hurting anybody.
Exactly. It's really not. And I kind of think that's it. I've been saving the new part 1 and part 2 of the last season of The Crown. Part 2 just came out, but they separated part 1 and part 2. And when part 1 came out and I realized that they were saving part 2, I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait for all of it. So that's on my vacation to-do list.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about watching that because I think I will be interested in like now, like they like talk about more
of The Crown.
Like
watch like I would say watch like the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like this new one and the one prior.
Right.
Because I think you would be most intrigued by the Princess Diana stuff.
Right, exactly.
So, Princess Diana has been in the last 3 seasons. 2 prior, this one. So like definitely more, but yeah. I mean, this one also, like, you know, we're into like Will and Kate territory and all that.
That's why I was like, oh shit, I might be interested in this.
Yeah. And this is it. This is the last season because, you know, now they're pushing the timeline here. We're really close. So that's definitely on my watch list. I'm very excited for that. And honestly, that's it. I've been busy browsing. A lot of like watching random shit on cable too, like Christmas movies and flipping back and forth and rewatching stuff. So that is everything I watched this week.
All right. I watched the whole season of this show called Culprits on Hulu. I'm not sure if I'm kind of confused about when it came out or if it just was added to Hulu, but it's a very entertaining show. It's basically the premise is this guy, he used to be like an assassin, but then now he settled down. He has a husband and a kid, and like he wants to live a normal life, but he gets pulled back into.
Was this a movie?
No, it's a season. A show.
Who is it? There's
no one that I knew in it. No one recognizable, but it's very action packed and solid.
Wait, did they just like is there also like a new movie or something that has a similar plot? I remember seeing something of like, the mom being like, you did what? And like he's got kids and
there's no mom.
So what am I thinking of? I don't know, something else.
I'll give that a B- though. Definitely, it's like an easy watch, entertaining.
Got it.
I would recommend it. I watched the newest episode of A Murder at the End of the World. I don't know if anyone else is watching that or keeping up, but
is there like a new Mark Wahlberg movie out?
There is, but yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah, I think that he is like an agent or something.
Yeah.
Like that. The Murder at the End of the World, too many flashbacks. I mean, you guys aren't watching, but like when a show does too many, or like a movie, like I'm just like,
you
get
lose
with
me on
it.
that too,
like,
yeah.
Like I don't care about this.
You're
I don't
like,
need
why
all
not
this
just
setup.
stick to the plot?
Yeah,
like why?
I was so into it. I'm like, this show's getting good, and then they like a whole. That's what I hate when you're watching a season of a show, and then they dedicate like one full episode to like this origin story or something that happened. I'm like, I don't care. Like,
yeah.
But still a good show, and I still am like excited to see where it goes. But
Mark Wahlberg, The Family Plan.
I saw that.
That's what
he puts out so many bad movies now, like just consistent.
At this point in his life, he's like,
just
whatever.
cashing checks.
Yeah.
I watched a new movie that came out this year called Dreamin' Wild. Casey Affleck's in it. It's a true story about these two like 17, 18-year-olds who made an album when they were 17 and 18, and then nothing happened from it. Like no one cared about it, and then like they're in their 40s now, and randomly a record producer found this album somewhere at like a store, and then they like push it out, and it's the story of like becoming successful in your 40s after. And honestly, very good movie. It's like right on my alley just because of the music and everything. Yeah. And also I like listened to the actual album, which they play throughout the movie, and it's shockingly good that they were like 17 and made this in like the 70s. But yeah, we'll give it an A-. Solid movie.
It's a good score.
I watched the movie called The One I Love. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this.
Romantic.
Not really. It's with what's his name, Mark Duplass. Is that how you say it? And basically, I don't know. It's a weird movie.
What was that? What's that on?
The One I Love is that's Hulu as well.
Okay.
Hulu as well. Yeah, that's a weird. I guess the premise is basically like this couple goes on a vacation. They stay at this house. Whenever one of them isn't in the house, it's like so hard to even explain. Let's say that like you two are married.
Okay.
And you're like Airbnb.
All right.
And if you walk out, if Rhea walks out, then Fran, there's another version of Rhea now in the house. Like if you left the house, now
So like if I was sitting in this seat right here and I walked out of the room,
another Rio would walk in from like another door, and it's you. Like everything about you is you, but it's kind of just like a better version of you, like funnier, nicer.
That would be great today if there was another better version of me sitting in this seat.
And then if Fran left, then
same thing. But same actors.
Yes, and so like they're playing.
That
so there's like
feels
two
hard
of each.
To follow.
It is.
Like how do you know which one is which version?
You can tell
this
because
kind of reminds me of The Prestige.
Does it?
Like a little, like not really, but kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a mind fuck type thing, but it was interesting. I didn't it got like a pretty good review, but I didn't love it. I'll give it a C.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those that like you get confused watching. What?
I'm not gonna now, but I was gonna get up and walk back in
and just be like, "Hey guys,"
and just be like, "Oh my god, I'm."
You guys have a great Sunday.
I
sure
love
did.
Sundays.
And yeah, basically like, yeah, there no spoilers, but like, I mean, you can see where it goes. It's like you might start to like the fake version more because they're like perfect.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the last movie, I would say I watched this movie. I watched most of it. I skimmed some parts because it was like late at night and I was on TikTok and one of these like clips came up and I'm like, oh, like that looks
why not?
Weird, and I'll watch it. And I watched it and skimmed through it. It's called Books of Blood, and I would definitely not recommend it.
I don't like the sound.
Definitely
of that.
not for you guys, but basically. It's Britt Robertson is the main star in it.
Okay.
But basically this older couple, will get strangers, cut their eyes and ears off, and then put them in like the walls and the ground of their house. So there's like all these living people in their house, in the walls, in the floorboards, with no eyes, no ears.
Oh,
and
no.
And
nope.
And she like medicates them, and because she's like, this is better. Like
Ew.
It's
what?
very
How
disturbing.
did you even leave it on?
Because I have to see how this pans out. I need to see like where this goes, and it's just really bad.
Yeah, that is disturbing.
I'll give it a D-. Like
Yuck.
it was just disturbing for no reason.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that at all.
Yeah, I was getting clips of a teacher on my
I still get clips of my teacher.
I'm like, man, like they're sucking me back in, but I know how bad this show is. Like honestly, I'm not going back to it. It's bad.
If I was your boyfriend. Still when that song started playing, I'm like, this is the craziest show I've ever seen.
Fair.
Oh man. All right, those are the things we watched this week.